Well, hello, welcome to the country club.
Not the hoo-hoo-hoo.
Wait, how did that go again?
I don't know what I just did.
What is this?
I don't know. I don't know what, I don't know.
Well, a new addition to a popular tourist spot in the Upper Peninsula is getting some mixed reviews, and we are talking about Tequaminon Falls and the new bridge that was just installed. So here's the dealio.
So the bridge will allow people to get on the island that has only been accessible by taking a rowboat. The Michigan Department of Natural Resources wants to increase accessibility for those who cannot or do not want to take a rowboat. This was just a matter of time.
Supporters are happy about the new opportunity for other visitors, but complaints from critics include concerns over changing the scenic views of the island.
Yeah, this was bound to happen. Anything that is a rowboat? How do you even get your supplies over there?
Yeah, and what if you go over the falls in a rowboat? You'd be in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, it's not going to be a good situation. So I think in places like that, eventually, I understand the concerns, but eventually there's going to have to be some modernization. Bridges, you need to make money. If you don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Well, and
you need people to come over.
It's inclusive too. I mean, if you can't get on a rowboat because you're disabled, then you can get, take the bridge.
Absolutely. So I think it's a good thing.
It's the end of an era for a fine dining spot in Birmingham. Yeah. Big Rock Chop House has announced it plans to close its doors for good on New Year's Eve, and Big Rock is located inside the former train station on Eaton Street, if you haven't been there.
This is kind of sad. So I've driven by this place so many times, and I'm always like, I need to go in there, and now I really need to go in there.
They have a mean martini in there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, blue cheese martini.
Oh, ooh, blue cheese.
Yeah, with the olive.
Oh, okay. I had a completely different visual happening right there. And I
yes,
was
it's a martini with a hunk of blue cheese in it.
Yeah, I saw blending. Anyways, so the owners opened the restaurant in the 80s as Norman's Eaton Street Station, but it was renamed Big Rock Chop House in 1997. So I feel like I need to still have this experience.
You can still get a steak and experience the atmosphere of Big Rock through the end of the year.
Yes. All right, well, a big name change for some Michigan State Spartans who, have a payday coming their way.
Yeah, this is a game changer. United Wholesale Mortgage, which is based in Pontiac, says it will sponsor more than 130 student athletes at MSU, including football players and members of the men's basketball team. And here's the deal.
It's a sweet deal.
The players will promote the UWM brand on their social media. In return, they'll get $500 in monthly stipends.
Yeah, so it's for the 2021-2022 season, totaling up to $6,000. So United Wholesale Mortgage is led by a multi-billionaire, Matt Ishbia, right, who is a former walk-on player for the Spartan basketball team. And now he's helping the next generation of athletes.
Company will reportedly explore expanding to other MSU athletes, including the women's teams. You knew that was coming.
Yeah, I had to.
This all comes after new rules that let college athletes make money off of their NIL, or name, image, and likeness.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting how this plays out, right? Because there is also going to be a lot of non-competes, right? Mm-hmm. There are going to be a lot of restrictions about how, not meaning with the schools necessarily, but with the companies, and if they're going to sponsor you, they're going to want a certain amount of commitment from you, right? Mm-hmm. So it's going to get into a bidding war, but it's time for these kids to make money off of their likeness.
So I guess, when you really think about it, the dynamics of having, I understand Matt Ishbia can't choose where he made his money, right? Okay,
right.
So he's choosing to give back to his alma mater in a way.
Yeah.
But players fronting mortgages is kind of funny until you stop to think that somewhere out there's a dude who's like my age, who's in the market for a mortgage, and he follows the Spartan quarterback, the point guard in the basketball team, follows everything he does, and so there
well.
Look at that. See?
Using your noggin. That's using your noggin right there. So this is going to be interesting. But speaking of sports, the Super Bowl is still 5 months away, but the ads for the big game are almost already sold out. You already have fantasy football. Is fantasy football NFL or college?
NFL.
NFL. You ready?
I've got 3 teams.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I want to play.
You can.
Can I? Okay.
There are ways you can play fantasy each week and have a different set of players. I'll show you.
Okay.
All right, so these ad spots for the Super Bowl are going for some big bucks. Spots have sold for as much as $6.5 million for 30 seconds.
So is that like around halftime where you spend those kind of big bucks? Or like
I would think
earlier in the game?
right at kickoff. I would think would be the most expensive, but I think it's throughout the entire game anyway.
That's a lot of money.
According to NBC Sports Advertising, the sales chief, only a few spots are left and they're holding out for big deals. So does this mean we can expect some actually good Super Bowl commercials this year?
Let's hope so, because they've fallen short in the last few years. So the question is, do you have a favorite Super Bowl commercial of all time? I don't think I have one of all time. Do you?
I mean, there's been so many good ones.
There have been a lot of good ones. I don't think I have one of all time, but listen, you guys know, I know a touchdown. I like it when there's an interception. I don't know much about the game. So when I'm watching the Super Bowl, I'm watching for the commercials and relaxing with friends and family. That's it.
The first commercial that came to my mind was Last Time.
Yeah.
I mean, before that, everybody did that and wore it out, and we never wanted to hear it again. When that first popped, everybody thought that that was the funniest commercial they'd ever seen.
That was good marketing right there. Good marketing.
Well, here's a question. Would you book a flight just to get a free flight?
Yes, because I am highly susceptible to these kind of deals. Yes, I am. So right now, Southwest Airlines is running a buy one, get one free promotion, but there are a few catches. Like, you'd need to buy the ticket today. That's right, today.
Today.
And the free ticket is not technically for you, it's for a companion.
So here's how the deal works. Southwest travelers who book a round-trip ticket or 2 one-way tickets for travel through November 18th will get a free companion pass that can be used early next year. The flight for your friend is free, but they'll have to pay the taxes and fees, which start around $5 one way.
Okay, so with a little planning, you can make this work. I'm not in the market for a plane ticket today. Today.
Remember when Southwest was like the party airline?
That's what it was called. I heard at one point they didn't even have assigned seats, right?
There was that.
Is that
and then
true?
they had, I want to say in the back of the planes, they had like a conversation pit almost, like some of the seats that
Did they?
faced backward and then those seats faced forward, and you could like sit in a group. And so if you were going to spring break or like a wedding,
Right.
or a bachelor party or bachelorette party, you all sit together and and the hostess or
So it was like a club in the sky, like relax, socialize, that sort of thing.
Am I imagining things? Hit us up on social media or either one of ours and
Let us know.
Our Couch Club question for today is, if you got a free flight, where would you want to go?
Ooh, I would want to go to Bali. How about you?
Why would you pass up Hawaii where you have a place to stay? She has relatives.
I do. This is the problem. When you have family somewhere, you kind of take for granted that that place and that opportunity is always going to be there. So you're always thinking Bali, Singapore, something like that. So I get what you're saying, but I would go to Bali for a free ticket. That ticket's more expensive. I could find a good cheap ticket to Hawaii.
I would have said Malibu because until recently my brother-in-law and sister-in-law had a condo there. Not anymore.
Not anymore. That's okay.
Wah.
Get you a nice Airbnb, do it up with the missus, you know what I mean? But if you got a ticket, a free flight, anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Right now.
Right now.
Austin, Texas, because I am shopping for airfares to get to the United States Grand Prix next month. And the prices are no joke.
Really? Astronomical?
I
Ridiculous?
mean, what should normally be about a $230 flight is more than twice that.
Lord have mercy.
So
Okay.
I thought, remember the other day we said that this was the time of year to book travel for the fall for like October or whatever?
Yep.
I'm trying.
All right, well, keep your fingers crossed. Did you do Hopper?
I haven't done that yet. One flight was like 240, had me going from Detroit to Orlando, sitting in Orlando for 5.5 hours, and then Orlando to Austin. Right?
Those layovers are not worth it. Unless it's an emergency to sit somewhere for 5 hours, that's not even really enough time to like leave the airport, go have lunch with a friend, and get back in time.
No.
It's just...
You're just a prisoner of the airport for 5 hours, which is why I stay away from the North Terminal at Metro. I gotta go.
Yeah, you
gotta go Delta.
Yeah, I got you.
Let us know on our Live the D Facebook page. We will be sharing your answers later in the show. Where would you go if you could get on a plane and fly anywhere free?
Who wants to go to Bali?
You know, those little huts,
Michelle,
the huts over the water?
I think that's Fiji. That's Fiji.
That was Bali. No, all right.
I don't know.
Well, the flight is just part of planning a vacation. Of course, you also need to pick out where you'll be staying at night. A Reddit user posted about their interesting experience at an Airbnb. Look at this.
That is so cool to me.
Now, it's kind of hard to tell because we got the graphic and the banner and all the things. That is an actual, like, farm-style house that's in a barn.
That is so cool. I would do this.
Lower left, that's a ping pong table.
I love it.
This is very cool, right?
It is very cool.
I found this on Reddit yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'm definitely sending that to the producers.
This is fun. That would be so much fun. I wonder how many bedrooms it has. So what you do is you get all your family together, your friends, get everybody's kids, and you just have a good time there.
Sounds like a plan.
Listen, you know I love Airbnb. You've done it a couple times, right? Or you're about to do it or something along those lines? Okay.
Yes and yes.
It is a great experience but you have to have enough people with you, right? So you get a really nice place to stay, you get enough family, you get enough friends, you buy food, and it's awesome because you really feel like you have a home away from home.
It is amazing. I've done it several times. And in South Carolina, Isle of Palms, Charleston.
Yes.
You feel, after a week, you feel like you own the joint. Like you live there. And then it's all over.
And then you come back. And then
you get the credit card bill. So what's the
part.
most unusual place that you've stayed on vacation? Hit us up on social media and let us know.
All right. And ahead on Live in the D, another sign that fall is just around the corner. A sneak peek at the big event that's bringing together arts and apples.
And a tour of the Motor City in a whole different way. The bike ride taking you to some unique spots in Detroit. Next on Live in the D.
And we want you to be our fan of the day. You could win gift cards to local restaurants or stores. Enter to win on our Live in the D Facebook page or at clickondetroit.com, where you'll also find the contest rules. And we will be right back.
Live in the D's Daily Jams are sponsored by Tubby Sub Shops, Detroit's original steak and cheese since 1968.
Upgrade your home fast and save. Free installation from 54 on all carpet, hardwood, vinyl, and laminate. Offer ends at the end of the month, so call now. Plus, save an extra $100 with promo code MAKEOVER.
Call 877-54. Pick up the phone, we'll be knocking at your door.
This week on FanDuel Sportsbook, we're offering an exclusive odds boost to new customers. So you can turn
I like those odds.
into
I love those odds.
and Lil Dubs into Big Dubs. But it's only happening now. Make every moment more with FanDuel Sportsbook when you boost your odds right now.
Whew, you big, man.
New customers get 40-1 odds on any Week 1 game, including the Cowboys or Buccaneers. Bet $5 to win $200.
Detroit, time to save on car insurance. Fact, Detroit drivers have been paying the highest rates in the country. No more. Cure Auto Insurance enters the state with savings of up to 50%. Fact, Cure has insured thousands for 30 years, never using credit or insurance scores. Now those unable to afford or paying too much don't have to. Get a quote from Cure Auto Insurance. Visit cure.com or call 800-535-CURE. Save today.
I love running and working out, but my heel pain was devastating. So I go to fix my feet today, and in about 30 minutes, I walked out pain-free and could not believe it.
Even if you think you tried everything and nothing has worked for you, call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Yet another new Fix My Feet location is now open in Brighton. Celebrate our Brighton grand opening with a free exam and free fitting at any of our 5 locations.
Yeah, a win feels good. But you know what feels better? A BetMGM win. Hitting overs, hitting unders, covering those spreads. Woo! That's how we do, baby. Now hold on a second. Now you're winning with the king of sportsbooks. Let's go.
If you're like most people, you love your pets. Now is a great time to replace your floor with our certified pet-friendly products during our free installation sale. Plus, save an extra $100 with promo code MAKEOVER.
Call 877-54. Pick up the phone, we'll be knocking at your door.
Tomorrow on Live in the D, we are checking out a spot that's serving up tropical dishes packed with color and flavor. That is tomorrow when we dine in the D. Tati.
Now that the weather is cooling down a bit, it is the perfect time to go for a bike ride around the city. And who better to show us around than the creator of Slow Roll, Ride Detroit, and friend of the show, Jason Hall.
Michelle Oliver met up with him for a scenic bike tour through Detroit. So let's take a look.
Detroit is a bikeable town to me. If you were to go to New York, you'd have to deal with tons of traffic all the time. I mean, Detroit is really the perfect town to get on a bike and go from end to end.
Jason Hall, the creator of the super popular Slow Roll Detroit and Ride Detroit, knows a thing or two about getting around the Motor City on two wheels.
Detroit has changed a ton since we started Slow Roll. I mean, at that time, we didn't know there were more than 20 people that rode bikes. And then all of a sudden, there's thousands. And so those thousands have a voice. And that shows that we have needs. And those needs come in the form of bike lanes and infrastructures.
Wanting to see it all for myself, I met Jason here.
We're at what I call Atwater Beach. So in this area, not only can you ride your bike obviously on a path, but you've got Bob's Barge over here where you can get food and drinks. You've got the concession stand, you've got a man-made beach for the kids, and it's just one of those places, sort of like Campus Marshes, where you forget you're in the city.
All right, so I got my Mogo bike. Where are we going, Jason?
Next, we are off to the Dennis Archer Greenway, a beautiful connection from the riverfront to what's going on the east side.
So this is the start of the Greenway?
Yeah, man. So we are at the beginning of the Dennis Archer Greenway, and we are the perfect example of why greenways are necessary. Bicycling has shown that if you create spaces or bike lanes, then you can market and you can build on those areas. So really, the more bike lanes that we have and the more infrastructure that we have, the more we can build new retail on those spots where people are gonna stop that they wouldn't have seen before in a car.
This is pretty. I love all the greenery.
Next, we put our pedals to the pavement and took a detour through the DeQuinder Cut.
What a lot of people don't know about the DeQuinder Cut is it is the direct link between the riverfront and Eastern Market. So you get the convenience, but what you've also created is another community green space for people to feel welcome to come hang out.
What is this?
So this is the Detroit Freight Yard. It's a bar. If you go there after 5 o'clock on any day of the week, you're gonna see people jogging, you're gonna hear music, and that's really what Detroit is.
We popped out at Eastern Market.
What you see from a bike and that you don't see from a car is all this amazing art. You know, when you're in your car, I call it the glass bubble. It's very easy to just look past everything, and sometimes you might even think a lot of this art is an advertisement. But when you get out on a bike, you really have the opportunity to get up close and not only see the art up close, but see what went into making that art happen.
And you know me, what better way to end a tour than with a bite to eat?
Cheers. All right, cheers. That's really good.
Just get on a bike one day a week and ride through your own neighborhood. And you'll be like, I didn't even know that was here.
Oh, Jason and Michelle's trip will be posted on the Live in the D page following the show.
That's right. That was so much fun. Bike riding through Detroit is the best. The best. All right.
You can vouch.
I can, especially on a Mogo. Check that bad boy out. Just hit the streets. I'm gonna say, okay. Ahead on Live in the D, Local 4 style editor John Jordan reveals an unexpected twist on the fall color that could make your fashion pop. But first,
well, let's get a check on the weather, and for that, it is Mr. Andrew Humphrey.
And Tati and Jason, we're looking at beautiful sunshine. Good day for a bike ride, especially this time of the day, in the late morning and early afternoon. There are a couple rain showers that are out there, mainly over southern Lake Huron, but also stretching into Sanilac County. Port Huron, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a sprinkle or two as we get closer to the noon hour. Right now, we're looking at 63 degrees over at Metro Airport. Later today, the rest of Detroit and Southeast Michigan, we'll see an isolated shower here and there with highs that will be in the low 70s. Your weekend forecast at noon.
all right, Andrew, thank you, and good morning, everybody. I'm Rhonda Walker in the Local 4 newsroom. Please